Since the Civil War, women have played roles and been in the military behind the scenes. Now they want to fight in front lines and have more prominent roles in combat. I'm here today to help you understand why this is a disadvantage to all by talking about the physical differences between a male and a female, the living condition, and consequences that could possibly happen with possible relationships in a combat arms unit. Physically, females are the weaker sex. The average female is 130 pounds. The average male is 180 pounds. In combat training, if your battle buddy goes down, you'll have to lift him up. This could be a big problem for some of the females. The average load of an infantry soldier is 75 pounds. This to include the rucksack, the body armor, the weapon, and any ammunition that you might have to carry. The physical fitness test standards are even lower for a female. If a female scores 42 push-ups on her PT test, that's 100% for the age group of 17 to 21 years of age. A male in that same age group would do 42 push-ups just to get a minimum. Now, if they are doing a run, the female only has to do 15 minutes and 36 seconds to max her run. A male in this same age group would only score 64% if he runs 15 minutes and 36 seconds. Body comparisons, or the body composition is different. A female in this age group is allowed to have 30% body fat. A male in this same age group is only allowed 20%. Living conditions are very extreme sometimes. A male or an infantry squad might have to live 12 men to a room in a size of a 14 by 15 foot room. If you add a female to this squad, they would have to make sure and accommodate for her to live in that same room. And she would also have to have her own entrance. So this could possibly cut this room in half. You would have all of these soldiers living in about a 14 by 7 foot room, and this female would have her own small space as well with her own entrance. This is by Army standard. They would have to do this so that males aren't trekking to a female's area while she's trying to change, and vice versa. This could lower the morale for the squad, and not only that, it lowers the amount of space they have. The showering accommodations are different as well. A female has to be able to take a shower 3 times, at least every 3 days. This is per Army regulation. Now, a male soldier in the infantry unit, he could go up to weeks without having an actual shower, maybe only being able to use a canteen of water, at most a 5-gallon can. When they do finally get to go to a shower, they would actually have to have accommodations for the female as well. She would only be able to have allotted times where she might want to shower. Now say you have an infantry squad that goes out on patrol, and they come back and they want to shower. But they can't, because this female has to have her own space and her own time so she can be in the shower by herself. For both basic training and your future training, intense, rigorous training is always going to happen. The squad leader and team leader yell at you constantly and curse at you constantly. There is a lot of times when it even comes to physical altercations. You would have soldiers that get into each other's face because it is a very, very alpha male type of environment. And it comes to where you're putting your hands on people sometimes. However, in the United States, it is pretty much standard that you're not supposed to hit a female if you're a male. So this could come to problems later on in the unit. In training, you're in very close proximity to each other as well. You might actually have to physically put your hands on a person to actually check and see if they're okay, making sure that they don't have gunshots, or making sure that they don't get that they have all their gear with them. This could be very uncomfortable for some females. Other times, a squad or team leader might have to lay on top of you to help redirect your fire. This could be very uncomfortable on both parts. There can be no room for relationships in an infantry unit. You have to keep your mind on what you're doing at all times. Now, say you have 2 soldiers in your squad, male and female, that are in a relationship, and they start having issues. this could become a problem for the whole squad because you have two people that are out of the game now because their head's not in it. It's bad enough that when we are out on missions and you have one soldier that's having issues back home, he's not always in the game. And you can't have that. You have to make sure that everybody there has their head on what's going on at all times. U.S. military show that 90% of males would most likely help a wounded female versus a male, even if the male is more critical. Just because of the way that we are raised, we are taught to help and shelter our females a little bit more. In conclusion, as you can see, there's many issues that can be brought about by allowing females to serve in combat. I talked about differences between the physical abilities, brutal living conditions, training, and consequences of possible emotional relationships. There are mental, physical, and emotional issues that could be avoided as long as the Pentagon continues to prohibit women to serve in combat arms. Combat service support plays just as big a role as the military, and these jobs would be better suited towards the female and carry less of a mental and physical stressor. Thank you.